What's the hardest thing about being a trucker? I got people from all over the world answering my question. I want to know. Reporter ZoeToots here on the scene.
Well, I prefer being at home. I kind of like being over the road.
Nice to be home.
I remember those days. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. Loved being gone. No, I don't really agree with that. Being at home is better than being gone all the time, and that's just the way I see it. Here, home,
Fun
feels really good
times.
to
There were a lot of fun
be
back
here.
then.
That's the hardest part about being
Gone for 6
being
weeks at a
gone.
time, and
you know,
have no
being
cares
over
in the
the road.
world. It's fantastic. Just loved it. It's awesome. Yeah. I miss it. I guess that's all I've got. He said what he wants to. I'll talk to y'all later on.
Well, I've got a valid point over there, but I don't know. It's one of those things that a lot of drivers have to go through. Is being gone. That is the hardest part about it.
The hardest thing about being an over-the-road driver, getting to freaking South Carolina without killing somebody.
Being near any sexy women for days at a time.
The hardest thing about being an over-the-road driver is trying to prevent getting trucker's butt from sitting on my ass all day.
And the fact that, you know, a lot of truck drivers, they like to piss all over the toilet seats.
Okay, that's disgusting.
Well, yeah, it is. Let's see, what else is bad?
One of the things that I can't stand about being out on the road is listening to drivers fuss and complain about their job. If you don't like it, get out of it.
Oh yeah, when your bunk heater doesn't work and your company gives you a truck that, you know, won't idle, and it's 4 degrees out and you're freezing your nuts off, that's awful.
For me, life on the road's not that difficult. I'm not really an over-the-road driver. I work 4 days a week. I run around like crazy all day in New Jersey, New York. I don't have to wait for other trucks. I run like crazy in Connecticut, Mass. I'm really LTL. I'm a local delivery girl. I just deliver 1,000 miles away from home. I've kind of got it made. You know, I only work 4 days a week. I don't have to wait on a dock. I don't have to, you know, sit for hours in line with other people. I don't have to wait to find out where I'm going. I've got a lot of preferential treatment. I work 4 days a week. It's the same route. It's seeing old friends. I don't consider myself over the road.
But it's too hard to live this way when your heart is 1,000,000 miles away.
I would think that the hardest thing about being an over-the-road driver would have to be leaving your family behind for long periods of time, not necessarily knowing when you might see them again, or the possibility of things that can happen while you're away from home. I don't have those issues and those worries. Like I said, I'm not really an over-the-road driver. I'm like a little delivery girl. So kudos to all of you over-the-road.
It's pretty difficult to say what's the hardest part, because I think if you don't love this job, you wouldn't do it. And I think there are other jobs you will get more money, and they would be maybe easier. But for me personal, the hardest job is always on the end of the day, when you're sitting in your cab alone, and especially the weekends. When I'm driving through a town on the weekend, on Saturday or Sunday, and I watch the people go for a walk or go shopping or having fun, having a good time with his friends, and you think, yeah, you are 1,000 kilometers away from home. the evening you're sitting alone in your cab. It's really hard sometimes. Sometimes I like it to be on my own, and sometimes it's really, really hard. And I can say I'm glad today we have the technology, to have the internet, to be connected with people. I can call my girlfriend on the cell phone and everything. That make it way easier than to be 3 weeks on the road. Have not spoken with the other people or with your friend. That's pretty hard. And yeah, for me, sometimes it's the loneliness. It's really hard.
How are you doing? I'd have to say the hardest part of being an over-the-road driver, for me, it was loneliness and being away from my family. I've been off the road now for quite a few years, just doing all local stuff now, and the hardest part for me was when my kids were very little, and I had to explain to them that, you know, I was in California or Texas or somewhere, and you know, they're just little. I mean, we're talking 4 and 5 years old, and having my son tell me that he hated me because I was never home was the hardest part. But yeah, I would definitely say that's probably what the hardest thing for me would be, the loneliness and missing your family. So, hope that answers your question.
Why is it always hard everywhere I go? Dude, now, the hardest thing about driving a truck?
What's the hardest thing about driving a truck is making this turn without dying and killing innocent people. See? There's no place to semi.
That made the street shape of an S.
Oh, caramba!
What's the hardest part about driving a truck?
Making this turn. Yeah. Oh, not this one. Shit.
What's the hardest part about driving a truck? It's making this turn.
This isn't even the hard one. Damn it.
Hold on. What's the hardest part about truck driving?
We should point a
Making this turn.
You have to drive in the wrong lane.
You know, it's a tough question. There's a lot of things that are hard about this job, and for me, long story short, it's hard being away from my family. Sometimes I wonder why I'm out here.
She asked me, what's the hardest part about being a truck driver's son, an over-the-road truck driver's son? Well, really honestly, and I can know from my experience as of right now, the hardest part is not seeing them, because, like, my dad, I mean, it doesn't have really much to do with him over the road, but he runs regional most of the time, so he really doesn't get down to Florida where I live now from where he lives in the Midwest states. So basically I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I haven't seen my dad since last July, and today is December 12th, I believe. Yeah, December 12th. Anyway, so, you know, the end of July to December, that's a long time without seeing my dad. And I really get to missing him, you know. And 2 weeks is long enough, you know, if your dad's even living at home. 2 weeks is long enough to not see him. So it really sucks, but you know, I understand that he's got to make his money, and you know, so he can support the family. So, you know, one of them things, well, you know, you like the road, or you need the money, but also you want to see your family at the same time. So you have to choose. And to keep your family where you can see them, you gotta road, you gotta drive. So that's basically the hardest part from my viewpoint and perspective.